Good morning, everybody. This is Cindy with Bless My Pixels, and today we're going to work on this page here. If you remember when I did my flip through with my journal that I made, I sewed the second signature in upside down. So this little flap was supposed to be at the top, and now my pockets are here, and they are tight enough that they would hold a label in without falling out most of the time, but I have an idea. So let's get to work on this page. The first thing I did is I cut two tags just out of some brown, it's actually the inside of a Coca-Cola carton, and I'm going to back those with paper because I want to be able to write on these, and I like to have a lighter surface. So I'm going to attach these, then cut them out, round my corners, and punch a hole. So I'm going to do that. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, just a tip on this. I have glued this down, but maybe I should have taped it because you could go closer to the edge, because you want it to definitely adhere. But what I did is I put my glue around, then I squished it back and forth a little bit so that the glue came out, wiped up the glue, and now I'm letting it dry a little. So I know that the corners are all adhered really well for both of them. So I'm going to let this dry for just a second and then cut them out. Okay, so here they are cut out. And don't forget, you can always do a little rolling pin thing if you want to. Okay, so they're just the way I like them. They have the tea-dyed paper on this side and the nice dark brown on this side. Then I'm going to punch a hole in the center. And then round the corners. Okay, so there's the tags. So today, this is going to be a page in my journal that's going to be 1 Thessalonians 5:16 through 18. And it says, "Be joyful always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." So my thoughts are, somehow this is going to go up here. I don't know if you saw that or not, but it's going to go here. And then these little tags are going to have people that I'm praying for. You know how you have a lot of prayer requests. You have a lot of things that you pray for, but there's, you know, a handful of really special ones that you pray for a lot. So that's what's going to be on these. So there's that idea. And then this page is kind of busy. I think I don't know what I was thinking when I put this all together. This is a lot. So I think what I'm going to do is cover it up with this piece of tea-dyed paper underneath, but I was going to put more of my favorite cheesecloth. Just makes such a nice texture under that. So that'll cover up, then the paper will go in the middle. So let's figure out how we can do this and make it work. I'm not quite sure how all that's going to happen. So somehow I'm going to have to tuck this, well, you know, I want to cut this off the end first. I would like to have a raw edge. Okay. And I'm going to just push this up in here somehow. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Still not quite enough over there yet. So I want it to go clear up close to the top, clear over here under this. There we go. Not half bad. Trim this down. And trim this just a little. And this will get all frayed and look really cool. Give it lots of texture and kind of even out some of that floral that was just kind of too much. So I'm gonna just push this up in here. Okay. And then this is the piece of paper that I cut. It's gonna go up in here. So I need to get this pushed up more. Like so. So I'm not gonna glue the cheesecloth down. I'm just gonna glue this piece of paper down. So let's do that next. It's gonna be kind of tricky to get it up in there, but we'll make it work. I am using a lot of glue because it does have to go through that cheesecloth. All right. Okay. So here goes nothing. Hopefully this works. Okay, so here we go. Pull this up. Slide that in. Where'd all my cheesecloth go? Boy, this is not as easy as you would think. So, it likes to kind of mush up. What a disaster. Okay. So there's that. Now let's get this all pushed up. So let's rolling pin it in. Make sure it gets nice and smushed down. So there's that. Want it to be necessarily glued down along the edges. I want it to be free to unravel and do its thing. Okay, so there's that. So I'm going to take my marker because I'm really not going to decorate this much. I'm just going to do little stitches. I've always liked the look of just little stitch marks. And anything you can do to add more interest is always good. In this one, we took away a lot of interest by covering up too many flowers. Okay. Well, why not? Let's do stitches on this too. Although I do have a plan for some of this. Okay. So now, these are going to go back in here. Well, let's put the tie on that first. I ordered some waxed linen that I'm going to be using for bookbinding in the future, and it came in 6 different colors. So I'm going to use 2 of them today for these tags. So I'm just going to use the old make a loop, pull the strings through trick on this. Okay, so there's tag 1. And here is, and you'll see why I'm using 2 different colors here in a minute. Here's 2. And I can add more tags into these if I want to. You see, this is going to go here. And I really wanted to put some closure here, but my crocodile is one of the old ones that's really small. Doesn't go clear over to here. So I was kind of trying to decide what could I do that I could make a closure pretty easy. And I don't know, what do I have on hand? I have buttons. So I'm going to sew this button right there. I'll start it this way. Of course, that's, I'm going to go right through, but it gives me a good start. Oh, there we go. So I think probably 3 or 4 stitches around will make this stay pretty good. Let's get these out of the way. And you know, because I'm going to be pulling on it, when you tighten it up and stuff, let's do one more do a little piece of cardstock to go behind this. And don't sew through all your pages, just the ones you want. So I think I'm going to just sew through this. So my other one will be here. That, and back up through the button again. And of course, when you're on camera, everything goes wonky. Get back in there. That's my problem. I'm using a really heavy duty thread. It's an upholstery thread. So the thread is not going to be a problem for this. The only thing would be is if it pulled through the paper. Make sure I got just the pages I want. Come back through this one more time. Back one more time. Right back through the pages again. Thank goodness these are easy to get back through. There we go. So there's that. Now to end this, I'm just gonna do my little knot. I should have made sure that these were lined up first. So when you're doing a knot, you don't want them mixed up before you start, or it never works out well. Okay, so there's that. Do another one. Oh boy. I don't know why. When people are watching, things never go just right, do they? Believe me, it usually doesn't take me this long to sew on a button. All right, so then I'm just gonna put this back through here, come out the bottom right there, clip it off. All right, then I'm gonna put just a little dab of glue under this to glue down this little cardstock piece to make it nice and secure. So that looks pretty good. That'll be easy to work with when I get ready to do this page. So, and you know, as soon as I close, this page is going to stick to that one, so I'll put this piece of parchment there. So there we go. So now I'm going to punch a hole here. I'll do it so I can see. And I'm going to use this color of the wax linen. All right, and then my thoughts are is to just do this. So now you see why I wanted to use two different colors. So this goes back in here, this goes back in here, and then you have the two different colors showing. So there is that. So now, I wanted to audition two different laces to go across the front here. What do you think of this one? I love the way this one looks with the brown. And then I have this one, which is also just so nice. I think I have a plan. I'm going to use this one to go across here, like this. All right, get that out of the way. Let's glue this down. Very cute. And then I have my verse, but I'm gonna put it on a little piece of paper because I have to write the reference. I had a very old Bible that had fallen apart. I really don't like tearing up a Bible, but this one was old, so I just ripped out the verse. And so now I need to write the telephone number where you would find it. So it was 1 Thessalonians 5:16 through 18. I'm going to glue this on. I'm not sure how this Bible paper is going to do. It's so thin, but you know, Bible paper is amazing. It is so thin. It's tissue paper thin, but it is so tough. It withstands so much. I just don't understand what kind of paper that is, but it's really cool. Let's trim that. Oh, that wasn't very straight. Trim that. Trim that. Let's round our corners. Let's give this just a little bit of ink. So here's my page I always use for my ink. You know, I probably should have done this on cardstock, come to think of it. So we'll just have to hope for the best as it sits on that lace. Oh boy, it covers up all the lace. Let's put it down here. I know what we can do. So, can anybody be one step ahead of me guessing what I'm going to do? First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to trim this up just a little bit more. Re-round the corners again. So when you are planning things out, you can never plan for everything. At least I can't. You can have kind of an idea what you want. But it's good to stay flexible. I think right there looks wonderful. Okay. So there's that. And so now we get to audition buttons. That makes me happy. I have ones that are in the brown tone, kind of creamy tones. I see lots. Okay, I'm not sure, but I think my battery may have died. I hope not, but we're back on for now. And we'll just glue this on right here. Okay, so there's that. And then I had said that I was going to put a piece of ribbon up here. So I'm going to just center the best I can. So this page has lace and buttons and bows. I don't know what else. Oh, and cheesecloth. I don't know what else can we put on here. It's looking pretty full. All right, so to finish this page off, I will be journaling on this card here. If I wanted, I could put some more journaling here, and I'll be putting names on these cards that I'll be using as my prayer list. And this should hold those in so that they can't fall out. So I think my first upside down page is going to work out just fine. So here is what it looks like with it all put together. I will be doing journaling back here, which I haven't done yet, but I did write on my prayer cards, and I wrote some names and things, important things to me underneath there. But there's one more thing that I wanted to do. Do you remember that really pretty piece of lace from over here? I think we should make that into a tab. So something like this. I think maybe like right about there. It won't be in the way of anything. So I'm going to glue and staple that down. This is going to be kind of a lace that would fray, so I'm going to make sure I get glue along both edges there. Stick it down. I think there it is. And come back here. Don't want to get my tag strings in the way. So I'm gonna glue that down right there, staple it, okay, make sure everything still fits. Looks good. I need something for on top of that. So let me see what I can find. Okay, so why would you stop with just a little when you can use a lot? It's kind of my motto. So I had these little buttons. They all matched, and so I used a little twist tie thing to keep them together. It's a little tip. And then I'm going to put it on this safety pin. That won't go around, so it's going to have to just stay right there. I'm going to add it on. I'd like it so it hangs off the edge. I have to figure out some way to get that up there. So let's try a little piece of this, see how that works. So I didn't tie it real tight, and it's just up there so it can dangle off the edge. I'm going to leave some of this string. Like so. So there. Now I would say, so until next time, this was Cindy from Bless My Pixels.